39 Villanova, but Connecticut has won 7 of the last 8. Pat Driscoll, Matt Potter, and Evan Burrows are officiating crew, and we are off and running here in South Philadelphia. A lot about this Villanova team makes you think of some of the really good physical teams that Jay Wright had over the years. That little turnaround shot from Tyler.
Well, what they've done in these last 6 games, the pace. They've picked up the pace. They're forcing turnovers, and they're getting to the free throw line because of the dribble drive.
Terrace Reed Jr.
Not getting foul trouble. Reed makes him pay.
One of the critical one-on-one matchups in this game. Perkins lets it rip, and he's red hot at the start.
And he has played and shown off here early.
He's been their leading scorer in Big East play at nearly 17 per. Tough catch. Reed underneath takes a little bit of a push, and a good start for Reed.
And I love Dan Hurley. His team established Reed early.
That's another 3. Perkins scalding hot for Villanova. Think of the physical workload that he's had, all the minutes that he's played, among the top in the conference in that category, as Demery bangs in a 3.
And such a solid point guard has a task to try to defeat Lewis.
There's a Caden Lewis, his first take, gets it back and cleans up the mess.
Don't poke the bear.
Here comes Hodge, so important for Villanova. Knocked out of his hands. Good interior defense at last touched by Villanova. Going to put it on the deck, taking Hodge to the cup. Beautiful screen action. Caravan getting in front of the defense to open up the lane for Demery. That last game that we played against St. John's a couple weeks ago. And so he was very interested to see how they handle this kind of spotlight against a team like Connecticut. Mullins on a step back. The sensational
sense of purpose against this young Wildcat squad.
Lindsey trying to take Mullins off the dribble. The fade, what a shot.
Yeah, pretty good defense right there. Better offense. Shooting the ball extremely well. Has struggled a bit as of late, but a good sign for the Wildcats to get him going.
Their number 3 scorer. Look at that ball movement.
So much stuff in the Dan Hurley's playbook.
Here comes Lindsey around a corner. Missed it. Demery into the paint. Little Euro step. Hodge gets him. They kick out to Mullins. Open 3. Well short. Ball tracks it down. Going to spin his way to the rack, and he lays it up and in.
So that finish. So blocking out a must for the Wildcats against this UConn attack.
Rebounding, the first thing that Kevin Willard said when we asked him for his keys tonight as Lewis wields his way to the rack. Reset Askew. Now to Pierce. Shot clock at 3. Askew has to play quickly. Did not get iron, and it's a shot clock violation. Excellent defense by Connecticut. Malachi Smith has checked in first time tonight, and he nearly had his pocket picked. Look at that work. Christian Jeffrey all over the place. Here comes Smith to the rack and lays it in off a broken play.
The bench right now. Who's going to score for the Wildcats?
Outside Jeffrey. Shot clock at 8. Into the lane. Little awkward flick, and he gets the drop. Procedure that he underwent in December. Oh boy, they're happy to have him back as they try to get healthy. Here's solo ball. Jump pass. Ryba got it. So much skill in 5 on the timer. Askew trying to get into the lane. Look at the defense by Ross. Stewart ahead of the pack. His ball.
And in a weird kind of way, I don't think Dan Hurley minds the fact that it's a hard road for his group.
Beautiful shot on a spin by Lewis. That game will be in Hartford, by the way, on Wednesday night.
Lewis, Jay's in attendance. I'm sure he's proud.
Figured he would be here tonight. As Perkins going to reset, catch and shoot. Look at that outside stroke from the youngster.
Down low, cruise down the lane, and of course, the improved three-point shooting. And so it's given him to manage his starters' minutes, try to sneak breaks for them. And right now, UConn, this is where they've had the advantage. Caravan, his activity in the paint.
So Lewis now maneuvering on the perimeter as we hit the 7-minute mark in this first half. Hodge into the paint, taking a whack, and he's headed to the strike.
6 straight wins in the Big East for Villanova. They are forcing more turnovers during that streak.
Another giveaway by Connecticut. Demery. Perkins ahead of the field. And suddenly, 4-point Look at the Huskies turn to try to get their offense back on track.
I think Solo Ball has to get involved.
Here he is around a screen, little floating shot, cash money. Reach in, poked away. Getting the steal. Here comes Palmer. No. Hodge is there for the stick back.
After this timeout, can respond.
Malachi Smith working on the perimeter. They get it to Mullins. Catch and shoot three, and he buries it.
And I like that move right there.
It's Lee's second bucket of the half and his first triple tonight. Caravan puts it on the deck. Nice little lead bounce for Ryba. Up, turn back. It's Pierce. And more Villanova defense. Mullins into the paint. Jeffrey the clean strip. And another Huskies turnover. Here comes Askew. Caravan gets him.
Oh, what?
Ryba hands to Demery. Shouted by Perkins. Into the corner, Caravan. Beautiful bounce. Exquisite dime to Ryba.
Well, part of it is UConn's not turning the ball over, so now they have a chance to get back and set up their defense.
Demery gets Perkins on his back. Shot, got it. Now their last 10 from the three-point line.
They're going to keep shooting. That's who they are.
Lewis on the attack. Big shot for the Cats.
He just gets the ball downhill and loves that left hand.
First points for Villanova in almost 3.5 minutes. Demery, turn back, it's Pierce. Lindsay in the corner, resets here to Perkins. Slashes into the paint, working against Stewart, just flipped it up. Thought that there was contact coming. The putback by Brennan, no good. Mountaintop of the sport. They've missed the NCAA tournament each of the last 3 years. But what a monstrous opportunity they've got tonight. Putback underneath Connecticut. Demery feeds Reed on the box, turns. He's just too good when he's in that close.
And a great set there. They got the corner filled with frame. And a beautiful touch on that jump hook.
We heard Jamal Mashburn at halftime talk about Villanova needing to drive the basket to get inside.
To the strong side, and Reed just continuing to carve out space there inside.
Solo Ball launches one from deep. He wasn't working right up until recently.
Yeah, he was working and doing games every Saturday. Now he looks relaxed.
He does.
Nice and tan.
He does.
Man, I want to be Jay Wright in my next life.
I think we all want to be Jay Wright. Inside, it's Caravan. They are carving up his Wildcats defense.
So many ways, and he's struggling physically right now. But you wouldn't be able to tell with his activity and effectiveness.
But beautifully drawn up play by Kevin Willard as Brennan underneath.
Valuable to this Wildcats attack.
Lewis, 11 points tonight. This is Hodge. It's a three.
And Sparrow, that was made by Lewis. Just setting the table for his teammates.
Mullins, early offense opportunity, missed it, and another offensive rebound.
That's 3 possessions in a row. Offensive rebound for UConn.
Stewart reigns in a three. Right behind them. A game and a half back. Ross inside, deflected, Ryba gets it and somehow puts it down. Big possession here, shot clock at 3. Hodge has to work quickly. Ross got a fingertip on it.
Suffocating defense from the Huskies.
Here comes Smith, right around Lewis, and the Huskies keep coming for the final 10 and change. Lewis resetting. Perkins, good fake, elevates, big shot.
Over in their first year. They don't have returnees. They may bring some guys from their previous spot, but in terms of players that played at that exact school, you're almost bringing in an entirely new roster.
And the Huskies showing you just how good they can be. Reed on the box. Hodge coming to double. This is Stewart left open. Splash!
Forcing the double team to come and making the right read for that three.
Caden Lewis, boy, had to step, and then the stick back. It's Hodge.
You know, winning can mask some things. You know, you're getting some slippage here and there, and so sometimes you get a loss, and it forces you to lock in. And right now, Reed locked in.
Dominant second half by the Huskies. Demery, a little bit of contact. Reed, look at that 12. A pirouette and finish. That's way too much agility for.
Wow. Light feet. What a big guy.
Perkins underneath.
But he loved you guys. Obviously, you guys loved him back. What would have been like for you to play for Dan Hurley?
Pretty similar, I think. Pretty similar. They both have great passion for the game.
A deep run in the tournament. They're going to have to figure some things out here after this game.
Pass. A nice find as Brett in full extension. Where these teams are going to sit entering that Big East field tournament and March Madness later next month. Caravan puts it back.
Their team, all the transfers they had Ejiofor, they brought in a bunch of guys, high expectations. It took some time for them to figure things out. As Brennan, once again,
crowd's going to head to the parking lot disappointed after what was a really impressive first half by Villanova, but just not quite ready for prime time just yet. But boy, all the signs, the encouraging signs that you want. Open look, corner three from Lindsay.
and give credit to Villanova.
Villanova will be home for Butler in their next game, middle of the week. Demery, contested three. Perkins ahead of the pack to Jeffrey for the lay-in. And that will do it. As the countdown to that showdown on Wednesday night in Hartford begins in earnest.